Hi, I'm Mrs. McDonald, and I'm here to share a very, very special book with you. Today I'm going to read The Girl and the Raven, and it was written by Hugh Belcher, and he has a coffee shop called The Girl and the Raven Coffee Bar and Cafe in Abington, Virginia, okay? And my daughter-in-law, Rachel McDonald, knows him, and she illustrated the book. And this is a special story that if you ever go to the coffee shop, you can buy this, and maybe you can even meet him and talk to him about it. Although in the back of the book, he explains some of the special things about it, okay? And there's even like a little glossary in the back of the book to explain some of the words you might hear, because some of this, it's around in the Appalachian area, and it will let you know some special things about that, okay? So you can either buy it from a link for my daughter-in-law's Etsy shop, or you can go visit The Girl and the Raven Coffee Bar, okay? So let me read it. The Girl and the Raven. Words said in anger are hard to replace. The path of a runaway is difficult to trace. Yearning for another chance, a heart crying out for grace. The moon sank over the meadow where the girl had slept last night, beneath the pines, cold and hungry, with a rock for a pillow. Tired, thirsty, and alone, the lost young girl would not give up hope. Brave and determined, she sat up, awaiting the sunrise. Suddenly, just as the sun appeared on the horizon, the moon covered the sun, and the sun became black, with a fiery red circle. What does this mean, she thought. For 7 long minutes, that seemed like 7 hours, she thought about her life. Finally, she reasoned that the sun was dying then and that her life was over. If only I had another day, I would be more kind and forgiving. I would love more and serve others more, she vowed sadly and silently. Then, in the blink of an eye, the tired black sun gave birth to a new, young, and brilliant sun, quickly emerging into the day, seeming brighter than ever before. Suddenly, from the tall pines, a raven flew from the shadows and perched on the branch of a sycamore tree just in front of the girl. I thought the world had ended. I thought the sun burned out, said the girl to the raven. You made a promise, spoke the raven to the girl. Kind, forgiving, loving, serving, reminded the raven. But I'm lost, worried the girl, and I'm lost and hungry and thirsty too. We can talk about the lost part later, offered the raven. Right now we shall find food and drink. You see, said the raven, I brought you to this sycamore tree, and sycamores like to keep their feet wet. In an instant, the raven jumped from the branch and flew down the hill, weaving his flight through the small grove of sycamore trees to a cool hollow. He landed on the ledge of a rock. So see, there he is on the ledge of the rock. The girl scurried and tumbled along an old path, arriving to find the raven perched and proudly preening. A solitary, beautiful, bluish-black feather floated softly into the pool of water below. Her eyes grew wide as she leapt into the pool, dancing and spinning and laughing. Finally, she fell to her knees, cupping her hands to drink mouthfuls and more from the cool, clean spring. Raven smiled. Follow me, whispered Raven. The pair of new friends made their way through the Elysian forest until the girl felt weak from hunger. I can't go on, fretted the girl. Almost there, cheered the raven as he swooped down and tugged on the girl's beaded necklace. At last, light broke through as the forest ended, and the girl heartened to see an overgrown home place, long deserted, yet somehow welcoming and offering hope. Raven disappeared into a thicket of gangly trees and returned in an instant, holding an odd fruit within his beak. Eat, he said, and that she did. It was delicious. The girl never tasted anything quite like it. What is it? The girl asked. Pawpaw, cawed the raven. My favorite, but that's not all. Once the girl had gained a bit of strength, Raven winged her around the old home place as the two dined together on the delicacies of God's good earth. A banquet in the wild. Together they shared chinquapin nuts and mulberries, ground cherries, and huckleberries. "Let's save some for tomorrow," exclaimed the girl. "I can't eat another bite." Raven chortled and smiled as he lit softly onto the top of the girl's head. The girl giggled gleefully as she knew the raven would be her lifelong friend. "Kind and forgiving, loving and serving," rehearsed the girl as they skipped along a forgotten path that led them away from the old abandoned farm. "Right you are," copied the raven. "We're in this together." By this time, the pair had made their way back to the place where they had first met and spied a small leather knapsack lying beside a rock where the girl had slept. Slowly, they picked it up and reached inside. 3 things they found. First, a beautiful daisy brooch, fashioned from silver and painted to look ever so real. Second, a mask, but not just any mask. This mask was fashioned from the softest silk one might ever imagine, strengthened with flaxen linen, and dyed with beautiful colors and hues of all the people and cultures of the world. Lastly, there was a note that read, "Kind and forgiving, loving, serving, I'll wait for you ahead. Love, Mother." The girl thought of how she missed her mother, and a tear came to her cheek. Raven softly wiped it away with his crown. Anxiously, the girl pulled on the mask and fitted it tightly against her hairline. It fitted as perfectly as a second skin. The fabric filtered each breath cleaner than before. The slits for her eyes allowed her to better focus on her goals and filtered out sadness and hate. "You look amazing," admired Raven. "I think I'll never take it off," mused the girl. "Well, maybe at bedtime." The girl smiled and pinned the daisy close to her heart, neatly folded the note from her mother, and placed it inside the knapsack, along with the feather Raven preened at the pool. "I'll be back in a moment," promised Raven, as he batted his mighty wings, soaring upward towards a big nest high in the giant loblolly. In no time flat, Raven returned, slowly drifting downward until he landed on the girl's arm with 2 colorful hoops in his beak. "Sometimes I find pretty things that people leave behind. I take them back to my nest to decorate with," said Raven. "These hoops make me happy, and you make me happy, so I'm giving them to you." That's my dog. "Thank you," offered the girl as she slipped both hoops into one ear. "And thanks for being my friend. Lifelong friends we shall be," proposed the raven. They look like they're friends, huh? A worthy mission was co-founded that day. New friends, a girl and a raven, met on the day when a new sun was born, pointing to a day when all things will be reborn. All that's sad will become untrue, and the universe will be made new. All because of the most extraordinary kindness and love the world has ever known. A day in which peoples of all cultures and colors will live in harmony, and sadness, hate, and sorrow will be gone for good. But until then, will you join the mission of the girl and the raven? Kind, forgiving, loving, serving. The end. And like I said, there's stuff in the back that you can read about, and you can go visit the Girl and the Raven coffee bar in Abington, Virginia to get a copy or order one below. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.